Well, welcome to the Jazz Club.
Hey,
Was that a real dolphin?
Somebody will say that's a fake blue whale. I don't know. Maybe CGI, but I'm pretty sure it was there.
I think
No,
it looked real. I think it was real.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's real. Here down here, in Lynn Haven, Florida, they're always migrating down here.
All right. Well, welcome to another episode of Getting Certified, our weekly talk show where we talk about some particular topic about earning an RBLP leadership certification. Most weeks, I won't say every week, but most weeks we do this. We broadcast on LinkedIn. We're doing this live, by the way. We don't edit this later. It is what it is. We broadcast live on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. Maybe, I don't know what are we broadcasting on, Emilio?
Well, it's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and then it will be put on eventually on YouTube, excuse me, and it goes on to Spotify, iHeartRadio.
Okay, so no Twitter. Twitter doesn't do live.
We're not there yet for Twitter.
We're not there yet. Okay, well maybe one day we'll be on or X rather, right? X, not
X,
not Twitter. Okay, so that's great. So we're and today's topic, Mark, what are we talking about today?
Talk about provide purpose, the third competency domain in the RBLP leadership certifications.
So in the resilience building leadership competency domains, there are 5: create a positive climate, develop cohesion, provide purpose, facilitate team learning, and support organizational learning. Those first 3, create a positive climate, develop cohesion, provide purpose, are applicable to all 3 levels of our leadership certification for frontline managers, experienced managers, and senior managers, right? Because this is sort of the core basic stuff that you get exposed to early on as a supervisor, as a manager, working in teams, right?
Yeah, 21 of the 29 leader tasks sit in the first 3 competency domains here at RBLP.
Right. So that goes to show you that based on the job task analysis we did, you get exposed to a lot of the important leader tasks early on.
Yes.
In your working career. Okay, so let's do this, Emilio. Can we? There we go. That's the provide. This is a quick summary of the provide purpose competency domain. So, providing purpose for. You know what? I need my glasses here.
Okay.
Because I'm older. Providing purpose for team members is essential for building and leading resilient teams. This involves challenging each member of the team to reach their full potential. Managers should encourage team members to learn new individual and collective skills. Managers should also help their teams understand how their work contributes to the organization's mission. A clear sense of purpose empowers team members to collectively overcome challenges. Providing purpose improves motivation and commitment. So that's a couple of outcomes there. If your team members feel a sense of purpose for coming to work, they're going to be more motivated. They're going to be more committed. This is going to help contribute to building resilient teams, the kind of teams that can work through adversity, work through challenges, get the work done, and get better and better at what they do, right? And there's 7 specific leader tasks that came out of the job task analysis. So let's scroll down and take a look at that. So leader task number 1 in this competency domain from the job task analysis is analyze individual purpose, right? And what we're talking about there is the leader, the supervisor, the manager's ability to figure out sort of what makes each person tick, right? What is their purpose for the work that they're doing? Where does it fit in their sort of life goals, career goals, and so forth? And specifically, you need to know why providing purpose is important, know how to analyze individual purpose, know why opportunities for personal growth are important, and know why opportunities for professional growth are important. So Mark, talk a little bit about that, about the about why opportunities for personal and professional growth are important to people in the workplace, and how that can give them a sense of purpose for even showing up and getting the work done, whatever that may be.
Yeah, I mean, it's real easy every day when you're going to work and working on a team to start getting the thoughts in your head that, well, if I did or didn't show up tomorrow, really wouldn't matter. The truth is, every one of your people are important in all different ways. And understanding what your purpose is and how you contribute to the greater good, if you will, of the organization, that really empowers people. And people want to know that I'm here and I matter. And leaders need to cultivate that. They need to make sure that people are tuned in and aware of what they're doing, how that contributes to the overall, why it's so critical we do what we do. And you know, data has shown and history has shown that there's people who love the organization they're with, but they don't really understand their purpose. They don't see any growth there, and they leave, quite frankly. And that's the worst thing you can have is turnover like that, because now you got to start all over and get that person spun up and so forth, so on. So, yeah.
And in addition to feeling like you're contributing to the organization's mission, there also has to be opportunities for you to personally and professionally grow. Right? You have to be challenged. Absolutely. People will leave jobs if they're not being challenged, if they're not learning new things, if they're not growing personally and professionally. They will leave a job. And maybe take something for less pay, but offers more opportunities for personal and professional growth, right? People leave great organizations. When I used to work at the Red Cross, people would may leave the Red Cross, even though they love the organization, they love its mission and its vision and what we're doing day in and day out, the work that we're getting done. They may leave if they feel like they've stagnated, if there's no room for them to grow personally and professionally. They may move on to another organization that also has a wonderful mission and vision that will provide them opportunities for growth. I mean, it's very personal, right? It can't all be. People say there's no I in team. That's the dumbest thing anybody's ever said. A team of 5 has 5 eyes. There are 5 individuals that make up that team.
Right.
Anybody that's, ask any professional sports coach if there are individuals on the Lakers or the Dodgers or out there where you're at. It's not the Redskins anymore. It's the Commanders or whatever.
Right. That's correct.
So teams are made up of individuals. There's no way to gloss over that. Nobody's giving up their personality and their goals and their dreams and their aspirations, for the team. That doesn't happen anywhere. So this analyzing individual purpose is about figuring out what makes each person tick, and understanding why opportunities for personal professional growth are important. If people are not getting that, they are likely to leave at some point, to leave the job they're in, because it's not all about a paycheck. Sometimes, oftentimes it could be, there are certainly people that do jobs they don't want to do because they need a paycheck. But in many, many cases, for anyone that has the option to move on to something else, opportunities for personal and professional growth are a way to provide a sense of purpose for coming to work. And that's important. Okay, let's scroll down and take a look at leader task number 2. So showing genuine concern for people. Hard to figure out what makes each person tick, right? And what their professional and personal goals are, and how you might be able to help them get there, how the work that you're doing can help them get there. So showing genuine concern for people is important. Talk a little bit about that idea, Mark.
Yeah. So leaders, they need to show genuine concern for their people, right? And, and a lot of times this is argued. I know conversations ensue that relationships can actually, with people on your team, they can be personal and professional at the same time. Right. Sometimes people think, no, you can't do that. But they're human beings. Okay, first of all, let's start there. And showing genuine concern for your people, it does help provide purpose. They matter, right? And they need to know that they matter and why they matter and how critical they are to the element of the team and they fill that space that we need and we have to have, or guess what? We'll fall apart because we all have to contribute and we all have to be in there and really engaged in the day-to-day delivery of whatever service we have that we're doing.
Keyword's genuine there, right? It's got to be genuine concern.
Yeah.
That everybody's probably, or a lot of people have probably worked for somebody that kind of showed some sort of fake, superficial concern.
Yep.
How's your kid doing at soccer? And you're like, I don't have a kid in soccer. You must be confusing me with somebody.
Right. Or my kid never played soccer a day in his life. He plays baseball. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. Okay, we good now? I can move on.
Or sort of faking it kind of concern. Right. People see right through that. So genuine concern about people's lives and what makes them tick. And I hear this no why mentoring, and this is where mentoring fits in, right? Mentoring, you show genuine concern for somebody, mentor them, figure out what they want to do next in the organization, figure out what they want to do next in life. Maybe it's outside of the organization, but you have some particular insight and can help that person out. So mentoring is a key component of showing genuine concern for people. And we know why it's important, because it helps provide a sense of purpose for coming to work. Again, it's not all about the organization. It can't be. That grows old over time. It also has to be about each person and what this job is allowing them to do. All right, the next leader task here is encourage individual learning, right? Go ahead and talk a little bit about that one.
Yeah, so it is absolutely critical that when someone comes to work on the team, that when there's opportunities or you find opportunities or they have an interest in something, right, you should encourage individual learning, right? That should be recognized. It should be a part of what we do here, because when people put that new knowledge and skills to work quickly, it's really essential for learning retention. And that's what you're trying to do here, right? They grow, they learn something, they go, ooh, I could do that. I understand that. Ooh, I can take that on. And that's a great thing. But if you're not encouraging individual learning, if you're just sitting back going, well, I guess nobody knows. All right, that's the end of the day. Are you serious right now? You need to find a new job, pal. That's what I say.
So for example, Emilio figured out how to use all of this StreamYard integration with different video, different social media platforms. Figured out the iHeartRadio and the other. I forget. I never can remember the other place where we broadcast. What is it, Emilio?
Spotify.
That's it. Spotify. I don't know why I always have so much trouble remembering Spotify for some reason, but at any rate, maybe it's because I was for years I was a iTunes person and I never did. That might have been it. But anyways, learning, encouraging people to have a growth mindset, right? To take on learning on their own, to dig into what it is having to do with the work that they. So I'll give you an example. I've gone into an REI, right, the big sports outdoors stores, and sometimes you get an associate, a retail person there that really knows a lot about the products, right? Like you ask a question, hey, I'm looking at these two different kayaks. What's the difference between the two here? And they give you, and this is true story for me, give you an excellent rundown of the two. What are the features? What are the benefits? And I say, eventually, I'm impressed by the amount of knowledge. And I say, so what are you big into kayaking? And the answer was, never kayaked a day in my life. You can learn about all of these things on your phone, right, from the manufacturer's website. So when I have time, I'm looking up these products and I'm learning about them, so that when people ask me questions, I can have the answers. And I thought someone needs to make you the manager here soon, because that's a good. So having a growth mindset, digging in, learning those skills, learning the knowledge that's going to help you excel in your job. contributes to having a sense of purpose. And this idea of self-efficacy, right, is when people figure out that they're getting smarter and smarter at what they do. It builds confidence. So back to that story, that young man that was helping me out did so with a lot of confidence. When I started asking questions about the kayaks, it was almost like I could see a glimmer in his eye. Like, heck yeah! Now I get to show off
right.
what I've learned. And by the way, we bought a kayak too. So
there you go. See,
so self-efficacy is this confidence that you get over time through actual performance. By doing a good job, you feel better and better about what you know and what you do.
Yes.
All right. Leader task number 4 is delegate responsibility. This is a tough one sometimes for supervisors, managers to get a hold of. Not just for frontline, experienced and senior managers also can have some trouble with this. Right. So talk to me about delegating responsibility.
Yeah, it's absolutely critical with your team that you start delegating responsibility. Number one, you're a boss. I got it. We're all happy for you. That's awesome. We're high-fiving. Here's the truth. You're not going to get it all done. If you did, you would just go clone yourself 15 times. Right. You have 15 people on your team, and so they have to be learning. They have to be growing. So you can delegate some of that responsibility to take on things. This allows your people to actually, provide opportunities for autonomy and ownership and growth. And, aspiring leaders will really seek out these opportunities to really show more responsibility at hand to their people. And as they grow and get better, is everything going to be perfect first time? No, they're going to make mistakes. They're going to learn from that. They're going to grow and they're going to get better and better at it. But it doesn't start because you wished it to happen. You have to make it happen. And that's the difference in leaders. So,
yep. I tell people, list 10 things that you wish you had time to get after you personally, that you would like to work on. 10 challenges in the workplace, 10 things that you've talked about, but just haven't, seem to be able to get there. And then take a hard look at those. Some of them maybe have to be done by you, but if you take a hard look at those 10, some of them can at least be started by someone else. So delegate that responsibility out and let them get a jump start on whatever that might be. Right. There's always more to do. So the idea that this is a never ending leader task right here. Right. Delegate responsibility. All right. Leader task number 5, I believe, is empower decision.
I was going to drop something on the delegate.
Yeah, go ahead.
The example that I'll never forget is we had a new leader come in and there was 5 sections. This individual said, "Give all that to me and I'll do it." I said, "Well, okay, I don't think you don't understand what you're taking on and stuff. I'll do it. I want to do it. I want to do it." Not because he wanted to learn, because he felt he was the smartest guy in the room. I think the sum total was 90 days he lasted and he was gone because he blew up the place. He wasn't delegating responsibility. He had no confidence in anybody when he walked in. It was a horrible client to work in. So people were trying to go out the door and leave, but they stayed because he went. But you just basically told everybody on your team, you're idiots. And the truth is, they had a high retention rate. They had a very high success rate, but some guys, I don't know, some people in life, they're just
they want to do it all themselves, right? It's not possible.
Nope.
Delegate some things out, get the team working on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plenty of opportunity to collaborate. Can still be your baby, even if you get somebody else to get it jump started, right?
Right, exactly.
So empowering decision making, right? Sometimes, this is, decisions have to be made all the time in the workplace. Sometimes folks can get used to coming to their supervisor, their manager. Hey, what do you think about this? There's a little bit of that's not bad if you're kind of coaching, mentoring folks, but you want to empower people to make decisions at their level when possible, right? Talk about that, Mark. What do you tell people about that?
Yeah, I think, it's a $64,000 question. You're not going to know until you try. you can assume what people can and can't do all day long by staring at them, but that's not really an effective measure. You need to actually put the test on. Yeah, obviously you want to provide them the skills, the knowledge, and what have you, and go through that. But now they're responsible, and then they got to make decisions. And they said, I've made a decision. I think we should go this direction. It's okay for me as the leader to go, okay, explain to me how you came up with that. Why do you think that's the best? Okay, you gonna stand on that? Yep. Okay, let's move forward.
Right.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes it gets all muddled up. I got it. But then that's a learning experience where people grow. Okay. Next time what I need to do is what? Right. Let's talk about that.
Right.
And the smarter and smarter and the more confident they become, the better and better they're going to be at it.
Yeah.
But it has to start somewhere. That's the point. Now, you got to be smart about that. It's just going to blow up the entire building. Well, we probably want to give a smaller task and work our way up. But, you don't thrust people into it without knowledge and information, but they have the opportunity to show what they can do. And they'll want to do more once they succeed, and they'll continue to grow and get better.
Right. And there's some nuance to this, too. It's very powerful to say to someone, hey, what would you do in this case?
Right.
What would your decision be? Doesn't mean that the action necessarily has to follow right away. Usually we think about empowering decision-making like, okay, they've got it. I'm not involved anymore. I'm not going to know how that decision works out until after it's put into action. There's some nuance here. You can say, listen, what would you do in this case?
Mm-hmm.
And then ask for some rationale and then give a final approval perhaps, or say, yep, that's exactly what I would do. Go for it. So there's a lot of nuance here. And of course, given, you're going to have to accept some risk here that when folks do make decisions, that it may not be the one that you would have made. Nope. But there's some power in keeping things moving, right? Decisions not being made slow down progress. All right. Leader test number 6, keep people focused on the mission. Sometimes things get crazy at work, right? Black Friday at a Walmart, tax time at the accounting firm, the last 2 hours before a SpaceX launch. Every single workplace has times when there's lots of challenge, lots of adversity, lots of distractions. And it's during those times that it's important for leaders to keep people focused on the mission at hand, right? So that they can get the work done and get better and better at what they do. There's a lot to learn doing work under pressure, right? There's a lot to learn from that. So what do you tell folks about this idea of keeping people focused on the mission as a means this provides purpose as well, because it really focuses in on how each person fits into getting the mission done. What do you tell people about this one?
You have to keep your people focused, and more importantly, the leader needs to step up and needs to, have this discussion, prioritize, remove and eliminate distractions that can happen. Oh, I'm going to go work on it. No, that's not important. Here's our priority. We have to do A to get to B to get to C. D, E, F, those things we're going to get to, but they're not critical right now. Okay, we're on the same page? Great. Okay, so let's start working on that. And then people are going to make some decisions. Hey, boss, we're all lined up to tell you, and you got 12 people standing there waiting to brief you on something. What do you have? Go. Okay, do you think that's going to work? Yep. Okay, let's give it a shot. And we start working. We go to another. And guess what? You're going to find that probably well over 70% of them are going to be on the right track. Is it the best solution? Is that what you would have done? Maybe not. You might have done a little something different. But we're going to double back and we're going to learn on this, because people get distracted, especially when chaos happens in the workplace. This is very easy to happen. I'm going to run over here and fix this. Well, wait a minute. Do all 10 of you need to go over there, or can 2 of you handle it? Two of you? Good. The other 8, let's continue on. All right. And this is where you got to keep them focused on what is the real mission here? What's the priority? And you have to set those up, and you have to own it, and you might have to shift, but the bottom line is they have it. And then you continue to support, and you continue to observe, and then make adjustments where needed, have some side moments and stuff like that.
Right.
The reason a lot of leaders don't do it, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You got, that's a lot of work. It's easier just to sit back and go, I'll just figure it all out. You all wait on me. That's not building a team whatsoever.
Right. All right. And the final leader task here in the provide purpose competency domain is be there when the going gets tough. So again, we talked about when there's a lot of adversity, when there's a lot of challenge, about keeping people focused on the mission, and a force multiplier to that is being there when the going gets tough. Right. So talk a little bit about that. Give an example of how a supervisor or manager can be there when the going gets tough.
Yeah, I mean, leaders need you've got to be present. We'll start there. Okay. You can't have your team in some major overhaul or action and you're on the front nine. Okay. Right. That's not an answer. You need to be there. Oh, well, they know what they're doing. Well, things happen. Are you in it to win it? Are you here for us, to support us? Because when things go bad, they don't go a little bit bad. They generally go pretty horribly bad. Right. And it's tough sometimes for leaders to really follow this other thought, which is you got to keep your cool when the going gets tough. Okay. Right. You cannot be the psychomaniac flipping over desk and acting like a nut. Okay. Because you're going to lose a lot of credibility with your team because you can't even handle stress. So you need to work through it. We're going to get there. Let's go again. What do we have? Talk to me. Let's work through this. What do you think would work? And then we have those conversations and then they engage. But this is where you have to be cool about it. You can't go freaking out and flipping desk over and acting like a nut because you lose their confidence in you as a leader.
Right.
You're a nut.
So the restaurant manager during the busiest time of the day in the office fooling around with payroll or out on the restaurant floor. Being there when it's the busiest and craziest, right? The Walmart manager on the day of the big sale, Black Friday or something, right? Really, really crazy. The Amazon supervisor during the busiest part of the shift, right? Hiding, off somewhere doing something else or being right where the action is, being there's also the benefit of getting to see how everybody's performing under pressure, right? And how they're getting the work done and what they're learning about getting the work done under pressure. Right. So, if you're not there, you're just not gonna know, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so 7 leader tasks. Let's roll through those one more time from top to bottom. Just to recap, the leader, this competency domain is provide purpose. We have analyze individual purpose. Let's figure out what makes them tick. Show genuine concern for the team. Get to know them. Actually give a damn about the people that are getting the work done for you and with you. Encourage individual learning. Help them reach their full individual potential. Learn things that can help them on the job, help them off the job. Delegate responsibility. Get some things down to people and figure out what they're made of. Let them take ownership of some small projects, some big projects. Empower decision making. That's showing you trust people, right? Give them the opportunity to make some decisions. Do it a little bit at a time. Ask them what they think. What decision would you make in this case? You keep getting the right answer, then just give them the authority to make those decisions. Keep people focused on the mission during the adversity, during the challenge. There can be a lot of distractors, higher headquarters, crazy customers, crazy co-workers. Keep people focused on the mission at hand. And then finally, be there when the going gets tough. Do this up close and personal. Get there. And see what where the friction points are, right? Where the rubber meets the road, whatever colloquialism you want to use,
right?
That's where you want to be. So one more time here, providing purpose for team members is essential for building and leading resilient teams. This involves challenging each member of the team to reach their full potential. That is the key right there. Managers should encourage team members to learn new individual and collective skills. They should also help their teams understand how their work contributes to the organization's mission. A clear sense of purpose empowers team members to collectively overcome challenges. Providing purpose improves motivation and commitment. Show me a team of people that is motivated and committed, and I'll show you a team that has a sense of purpose for the work that they're doing collectively, and a sense of purpose for them even being part of the organization, a sense of purpose for showing up each day, right?
Mhm.
Oftentimes it's, sometimes it's all about the paycheck, but oftentimes it's not just about the paychecks. It's about the intangibles. Am I growing? Am I learning? Am I being challenged? Am I advancing myself by even being here? So,
Right.
So that was very good. I think next week, Tuesday of next week, we should be back with another episode of Getting Certified. In that episode, we are going to talk about the fourth competency domain, the fourth resilience building leadership competency domain, which is facilitate team learning. By this, we're not talking about team training. We're talking about team learning, the team's ability to learn from its experience day to day, everything that it does, learning from what they do, from the experience. So we'll talk about facilitate team learning next week on another episode of Getting Certified, which typically broadcasts live at 3 p.m. On the East Coast, noon on the West Coast, and most importantly, 1 p.m. In Mountain Time in Rapid City, South Dakota.
Yes.
And 2 o'clock Central Time.
And 2 o'clock Central Time if you live in the Panhandle of Florida, also known as
Lower Alabama.
South
There you
Alabama.
go, Lower Alabama. No, Lower Alabama. We're LA. Just so you guys
There
know.
you go.
Lower Alabama.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So, we're national. So we're important in all 4 time zones. Let's not forget Alaska time and Hawaii time too. We love those guys.
There you go.
Very good. Okay, so thanks, Emilio. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for those that are listening in, and for those that will listen in later on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and the RBLP Leadership Certifications YouTube channel. We'll see you there. All right, thanks. See you next week.
Bye.
RBLP. Learn more, lead better.
Catch us next week. See ya.